everybody? What's up, y'all? Red Crimson 102 here. This is the countdown to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. The whole world, the whole internet is going crazy over the launch release of the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Everybody's excited, guys. I'm excited. As you can tell, we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days until the release of Tears of the Kingdom. 2.5 if you count the midnight launch, which is happening at your local GameStop and Best Buy. So for those of you guys that's not aware of the midnight launch, GameStop and Best Buy will be having a midnight launch, so you can choose between either stores which one you prefer, which one you want to go to pick up your Tears of the Kingdom at its respective midnight launch stores for those who are hosting the midnight launch. Now, I know a lot of people hate GameStop, and I guess that's pretty much, I can understand why, but you know, and regardless of everything, all the bad stuff people say about GameStop, I'm used to GameStop. So I will be going to GameStop over Best Buy. And keep in mind that Best Buy is having its own bonus launch for Tears of the Kingdom, which comes with Tears of the Kingdom plaque you can hang on your wall, a poster, a rectangle poster. And Walmart is having a scroll of the Master Store, to be exact. So I think that's the dopest one. And GameStop is having a wooden plaque with the Ultra Hand symbol, which I guess to some people it may look cool. I mean, it's alright. I guess it's something. It's a bonus, right? It's free. It comes with a game. But I think out of all three bonuses, I think Walmart actually has the best bonus to come with Tears of the Kingdom. And if I could, I would go with the Walmart edition because of that scroll looks really badass, but it's sold out. It's sold out, man. I mean, what can I say? I mean, Tears of the Kingdom is a huge game, man. So I just wish Nintendo would have pushed out more, or Walmart would have pushed out more scrolls. The scroll is badass. They have the best bonus edition, man. But I guess I have to settle for that wooden plaque from GameStop, which is cool. Now, speaking about GameStop, guys, I called my local GameStop, and the guy that answered the phone, he was actually pretty cool, man. Nice guy. Shout out to him. I don't even know his name. Never asked for his name, but he was pretty cool. And he was kind enough to give me the information on the rundown of Tears of the Kingdom, what's going on with the midnight launch. So they're having a midnight launch Thursday night, and they will sell the game to people who pre-ordered the game at 12 o'clock midnight. And get this, he said that 120 people pre-ordered The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's crazy. He said that's the biggest launch GameStop has ever had, or at least in a while, I guess. But he just flat out said it's a big release. It's the biggest they ever had. And 120 people, guys, showing up midnight on Thursday. That's crazy. So, you know, me and my significant other, we're gonna head down she's gonna join in on the fun with me, and we're gonna do a vlog. And you know how I do with a vlog, guys. And if you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. You can check out my vlog, the road to the Nintendo Switch Tears of the Kingdom edition, Nintendo Switch OLED pickup. That was a pretty dope video, by the way. Check that out. I'll be doing a third vlog, but this time you guys are gonna follow me, and we're gonna go do a vlog launch pickup for Tears of the Kingdom Thursday. So your boy will be camping out probably maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, because get this, I've been trying to get the collector's edition for the Tears of the Kingdom, but it was sold out everywhere. I was kind of upset about that. When it comes to Zelda, I always go all out. Zelda is one of my favorite games of all time, and when it comes to Zelda, I always go all out. I go out and I get the collector's edition. I try to get the maximum collector's edition that they have, and I was kind of peeved that I missed out on the Tears of the Kingdom collector's edition, even though I don't think it's as good as the Breath of the Wild collector's edition, but still I gotta have that collector's edition. So GameStop employee was nice enough to tell me that, yo, listen man, even though we got 120 people coming, we have 13 walk-in collector's edition. And you know, I tell people to get there like 11:30, whatever the case may be. So your boy is gonna have to camp out because I want that. I needs that collector's edition. You get what I'm saying, guys? So that vlog is gonna be crazy. My old lady's coming with me, and we're gonna make it fun for you guys. I'm gonna go all out on that vlog, on that video, have a little fun, you know, because, and the reason why this midnight launch is gonna be special is because, remember guys, we're going into the digital age, and probably the next generation of consoles, we're finally going to go all digital. I'm not really happy about that, but it is what it is. I mean, you know, times change, whatever. So once we finally go into that digital age, remember, physical cartridges, physical discs, physical media as a whole is going to be out, and it's going to be worth a lot of money, just for the simple fact we're not going to have physical anymore. So this seems like physical, for as far as physical games go, this is the Tears of the Kingdom is the last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? The last final midnight launch we're gonna get, because we haven't gotten a midnight launch in years. And somebody in the comment section correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember back in the days, midnight launches were really special, man, and they were only for like big games that people were really anticipating and looking forward to getting. The last midnight launch I remember was Gears of War 2. I remember that midnight launch. That was awesome, man. That was real awesome. I remember that like it was yesterday. And I missed the Nintendo Switch midnight launch or whatever, but actually no, I didn't. I actually was at a midnight launch. I didn't have my YouTube channel set up then. But yeah, so that's why I'm really excited about this Tears of the Kingdom midnight launch, man, because, you know, it's a final. It may be, very well may be, the last midnight launch you will ever get for a big game. And the GameStop employees said themselves, said, listen man, 120 employees, this is the biggest launch we've ever had set up. So guys, for my favorite game, I will not be missing this. When we finally go into the digital age, I can look back on my videos and be like, hey man, I was there. You know what I'm saying? Tell my grandkids, if I lived that long, I was there. You know, I remember when we used to have physical games. We used to go to the store and wait in line with a whole bunch of people. We meet a whole bunch of cool people, you know, that's passionate about the same thing that I'm passionate about, or you're passionate about, which is video games. And we talk about random stuff, exchange numbers, exchange gamer tags, you know, keeping touch with people, man. Those were the days, man. Nothing will ever beat physical, man. But, you know, we're not here to talk about all that. We're just talking about, we have 3 days left for the launch of the game of the year. And I'm calling it right now, the best game of the year. 3 days, 2.5. If you count that midnight Thursday launch, though, guys. Everybody's excited. I'm excited. I've actually seen videos of people playing the actual game. I was watching a live stream of somebody playing Tears of the Kingdom live, and I was like, wow, I kind of don't want to spoil it for myself, but I can't help but watch it. And in the midst of me watching it, YouTube cuts the video off, and a message pops up in the right hand corner of the screen saying that this video is under copyright from Nintendo. So Nintendo strike that person's video down in the midst of them showing it live. That was crazy, man. But I was like, wow, I guess Nintendo did me a favor. Now I can't spoil it for myself. But anyway, guys, I'm excited. Hopefully, pray for your boy that he does get the collector's edition, because I am not trying to pay those high eBay prices, and I may be crazy enough to do so because I gotta have that Tears of the Kingdom, launch. The Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition is pretty much what I'm saying, guys. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. Countdown. So, yes, this is the countdown to Tears of the Kingdom launch. Now, I like to add I like to add some secondary news. And that is, Nintendo said no new console this year. And that's not surprising. Nintendo have been saying this since 2 years ago. They said they're not releasing a new console until 2024. So come on, guys, get that through your thick skull. I don't know why people keep on thinking that Nintendo is going to release a console at the end of this year. They're not. They already said they're not going to do that. And besides, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 3 days, and they had a launch of the Zelda OLED Switch. What makes you think they'll launch the OLED Switch plus Tears of the Kingdom, then announce a new console? It doesn't make any sense. It's going to mess their money up. They're trying to milk the Switch as much as they can. And speaking of milking the Switch is at 125 million sold as we speak, and over 1 billion in software sales. So they're over. I don't remember the exact number, but they're over 1 billion. 1 billion software sold, and 125, I think, 0.6 million Nintendo Switch sold. Nintendo best selling system is the Nintendo DS at 154 million, PS2 at 155 million. I don't think they're gonna catch up to that PS2, man. And they don't need to, man. 125 million sold. You've already won, man. Like, Nintendo has nothing to prove. They already made their money off the Switch. The Switch uses weaker hardware, so out the gate they've been seeing profits off of the Nintendo Switch sold. Every piece of hardware Nintendo Switches sell, Nintendo sees profits off of it. Unlike Sony and Microsoft, who sell their consoles at a loss and make up for the profits in software sales, accessories, and PSN and Game Pass, aka Xbox Live. So yeah, man. So that's not surprising at all, man. But Nintendo has been doing very, very well this generation with the success of the Switch. Their games selling, I mean, astronomically. The Mario movie already made over $1 billion plus, man. Like, Nintendo has been knocking it out of the park. And speaking of park, the Super Nintendo Land, which is open, I think, in Japan and in California. They're seeing some success with that Nintendo. I mean, and off their merch, their clothes, cups, coffee cups, shirts, their merchandise, period. It's like Nintendo's like a franchise now, man. And also, speaking of franchise and speaking of shirts, Nintendo has released 2 new pieces of apparel, a short sleeve shirt and a long sleeve shirt. I like the long sleeve shirt. It looks real nice. It looks real dressy. And you have a regular Tears of the Kingdom green shirt, the Tears of the Kingdom written on it, Tears of the Kingdom logo. Looks pretty dope. Looks pretty cool. And I've seen some Zelda sneakers, man, with Link on there. All green, like some green Air Force One looking shoes. Pretty dope, man. But Nintendo has been knocking it out of the park. So next year, March, is the end of Nintendo's fiscal year. So I'm assuming, guys, I know for sure Nintendo is making a new system next year. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say my estimate. At the end of the fiscal year, which ends in March, that's when they're gonna probably come out with their new console, whether it be a handheld or home desktop home console. I don't know, but I'm guessing safe to say it's another hybrid Switch. I'm guessing. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know, but I do know they're coming out with a new console, a new system, I should say, for sure. In 2024, the Switch is long in its tooth. It's hanging in there, man. It's really hanging in there. The games still look great. They play decent. But yeah, we need new hardware now, Nintendo, and hopefully Nintendo's next system, man, It's powerful. It doesn't have to be like crazy powerful, like PC powerful or whatever, but just powerful enough to at least run every game on a base level 60 FPS. I'll be happy with that, and like decent graphics. You know what I'm saying? So maybe their next system, if it's a Switch, it may be somewhere around the Xbox Series S level, which would be dope. You know what I'm saying? But if they can push it farther than that, that'd be good. But I just, I would love to see Nintendo make another powerful console and challenge Sony, so they can get all those third-party games. Because if you look at the Switch, man, this is the best Nintendo have done in years, man. They have gotten so much third-party support with the Nintendo Switch with a lot of important third-party titles, man. That's crazy. You got Hogwarts Legacy coming out for the Nintendo Switch, regardless of how you feel about it, how if it run like dog shit. I mean, whatever, we don't know yet, but the fact of the matter is, we have gotten a lot of big third-party games for the Nintendo Switch, because the developers love a Nintendo Switch, man. So if the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG Ally, One X Player handhelds proves that there is a market for powerful consoles. But of course, Nintendo like to balance power with money. They don't want to spend a lot of money on powerful hardware. And when Nintendo used to make powerful hardware back in the days, and yes, this is for you new age kids that don't know, Nintendo actually used to have the most powerful consoles at one point, even more so than Sony. But those powerful consoles never sold. So when they stopped worrying about graphics, start being creative with their systems and games and how you play them, they were doing better. So I see why they will continue down this trend of making, weaker hardware, but still making those games fun. But it's working for them. If you look at the sales, Nintendo was killing. They're beating PS5, Series X. They're beating everything, even the Steam Deck. So it's like, why would they change that moniker? From a business standpoint, it makes sense. I know we wanted to make a more powerful console, but it never worked for them. But here's the thing. Times has changed. When Nintendo were making powerful consoles, the industry was going through a transition from PS1 to PS2. Sony was a new kid on the block, and people were looking for the more mature games, or whatever the case may be, or whatever scapegoat people want to use. But I understand the transition, the time was different. But I think now is a perfect time, actually, because we're living a different time and age. Now is a perfect time for Nintendo to actually make a powerful home console or a powerful handheld system that can play all these third-party games at 60 FPS, and the graphics doesn't have to be on par with PS5, but look good enough, but most importantly, just play well. But now's the perfect time for Nintendo to make a powerful home console or a system, whatever the next system is, because back in the days, it was about graphics and who had a DVD player. And I think part of the reason why Nintendo's past systems failed and didn't sell well is because they had 1 foot forward and they had 2 steps backwards. You understand what I'm saying? They had a powerful console, yes, but like the GameCube, for example, loved the system, a great system. After all these years and generations, people look back and say, wow, the GameCube was actually a great system. It took people long enough to realize that Nintendo GameCube was actually great, for example, and the N64. But the problem is they had powerful hardware, but the storage media they use is what really messed them up. N64, the cartridges. If N64 was discs, I think the outcome would have been so different, and PlayStation probably wouldn't even be able to keep up, to be honest with you. The tables would have turned. And with the GameCube, dope system, but it looked kiddie, a purple lunchbox with a handle and a weird looking controller. People just saw it and just write it off as a kid's console, and that hurt Nintendo. But in all actuality, it was a really powerful system, more powerful than the PS2. Yes, I said it. You can Google that information. And they had decent games. They had a lot of mature games. They struck deals with Capcom to make exclusive games for the GameCube, and they had a Resident Evil deal. You know what I'm saying? But where did it get them? Nowhere. But whatever Nintendo's doing now is working. But times change, and I think now Nintendo is a perfect time for them to get back into the power game. They don't have to go toe-to-toe with Sony, but just make a powerful enough system so you can get the same games Sony is getting. And you can still be creative at the same time. You don't need a DVD player or a Blu-ray player to determine the success factor of your console. You know what I'm saying? Just simply put. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. If you're new to my channel, definitely like and subscribe, man. Your boy always got cool unboxing, video game news, and whatever. Just like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you like my content too, on top of that. And let me know in the comment section, are you guys excited for Tears of the Kingdom this Friday? And are you going to the Thursday midnight launch for Tears of the Kingdom? Let your boy know what's up. And oh yeah, the last thing I would also like to say is about Nintendo Switch. 125 million sold. Congratulations on that, Nintendo. But like I said earlier in the video, I don't think they're gonna reach that PS5 Nintendo DS sales. And the reason being, man, I mean, the Switch is already at its life cycle. This is the last year for the Nintendo Switch. And I'm actually surprised that Nintendo never had a price drop. That's crazy to me. Like, back in the days, when the consoles were on the market for an X amount of time, X amount of years, we'll see a significant price drop. I remember when the PS2 was $100, man, $200. The GameCube was $100. The Switch should have been dropped its price a long time ago. But Nintendo saw that money printing, that money rolling in, they got greedy, and man, we're not dropping the price. But we know this is the last year for the Nintendo Switch, so I think from last year, even this year they could do it. But I think they should have dropped the Nintendo Switch price maybe like a year or 2 years ago, to be honest with you, man. And that would have significantly put Nintendo past PS2 sales or around the PS2 sales. Imagine the Nintendo Switch V2 red model drop from $300 to $200. The Switch Lite $100 to $150, and the Switch OLED can replace the V2 model launch price, which was $300. You know what I'm saying? Just dropped to $60 from off the OLED model, sold it for a straight $300 or even $275. I mean, come on, Nintendo, like, yo, you're coming out with your new system next year. You can't keep selling the Switch for its launch price. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not into sales and marketing. It's just common sense to me. The cheaper a product is, the more it'll move. We all learned that in the streets, or at least I did, and you hustlers out there know what I'm talking about. But that's about it, guys. Like and subscribe. Red Crimson 102 Wild. Countdown to Tears of the Kingdom, man. Peace out.